Hello, STS students. It's Miss Chapman here. I have a great book for you here today. It is Where Are My Books by Debbie Ridpath Owie. And she is going to be visiting us in a couple of weeks for Marty Mackay Week and telling us all about what is it like to write books and to illustrate books. She writes the words and draws the pictures in this book. But sometimes it's hard to read books like this with my camera on my computer. So I'm going to show you on my screen the book, Where Are My Books? And I hope you'll really enjoy it. Where are my books? And when we're reading an audiobook, we can even see the end papers. And you can see that our character here, Spencer, is holding his narwhal. And he looks what feeling do you think he's feeling? I think his eyebrows make him look a little bit worried and maybe a little bit sad. Where Are My Books by Debbie Ridpath Owie. Spencer loved books. His favorite bedtime book was Night Night Narwhal. Sometimes he read it aloud. You can see Spencer here in his room with his mom reading Night Night Narwhal, and makes sense why he loves that narwhal stuffed animal so much. Every night Spencer put the book back where it belonged. That way he'd always be able to find it. Until one morning. Where is my book? Spencer looked everywhere, but it was no use. Night Night Narwhal was gone. That evening he chose Tenacious Todd, but Todd was a toad, and toads were amphibians, and amphibian books were supposed to be for right after lunch story time. Look at Spencer's face. He looks a little bit sad. He's missing his favorite book. When Spencer woke the next morning, Tenacious Todd was gone. Every morning, another book was missing. Next to go was Send in the Clownfish. Then Beluga Beluga vanished. Sea Monkey and Bob went missing. Things were getting out of hand. Spencer vowed to find out what was going on. And I wonder if you notice every time a book goes missing, what is appearing on the bookshelf? His father did not know what had happened to Night Night Narwhal. Spencer's mother had no idea either, nor had she seen Tenacious Todd, Send in the Clownfish, Beluga Beluga, or any of Spencer's other missing books. That left only one person. I want you to notice that the dad is looking at the garden, and he looks puzzled. He's wondering what is happening to the tops of the tulips. And Spencer's mom is building what looks to be a birdhouse, and she's wondering what has happened to all of her screws. So Spencer's thinking, if mom doesn't know, if dad doesn't know, that left one more person he needs to ask. Where are his books? Where are my books? He yells at his little sister, and she responds with, wah! It was time for a new plan. Now look at Spencer and his little sister having a tea party now. What is Spencer feeling? Can anyone imagine what the mom said to him? She probably said something like, you just yelled at your sister and made her cry. Now I would like you to make amends by having a tea party with her. And Spencer's looking very reluctant. That means he does not want to have the tea party. That night, Spencer set a trap with his copy of Space Frog, Sam. Do you see how he's put all of the string around the book and a string around the narwhal? So if someone steals the book, his narwhal is going to follow along. The next morning, it was time for Spencer to get his books back. So you can see the narwhal is leading the way. Where are my books? There's a little clue here. This fluffy tail. Who do you think has stolen his books? Spencer ran faster. The thief was just around the corner. Aha, he said, that's my book? Who stole his books? Look in here. There's a whole family of squirrels listening to Grandpa Squirrel or Grandma Squirrel read them a story. Spencer didn't know that squirrels like to read. It gave him a great idea. Spencer told the squirrels they could borrow his books. But there would be rules. Just like at the library, they had to return the books they borrowed before they could borrow a new one. But they didn't need to leave anything behind. I think they were leaving the tops of the tulips and the screws before. Spencer even helped them pick up their first book. He chose one for himself, too. And he promised to read it aloud. And look, he's reading to his little sister, and all the squirrels are listening, too. And that is the end of Where Are My Books? And I watched a video with Debbie Ridpath-Oey, and she told me that her nephew's name is Spencer, and he does love books. And so she took that and she put that into the story. She also said that she loves libraries. And also, she has a bit of a squirrel problem at her house. So that's where the squirrels came in. I'm going to link a video where you can learn how to draw squirrels, just like in the book. I hope you enjoyed Where Are My Books? And I can't wait to share another book by this illustrator next week so that we can have lots of questions for her when she comes. If you have a question for her, you can also leave it in the comments by asking it with an audio or typing it out or drawing a picture. I'd love to see what you think about this book. Thanks, STS students.